as we come to the end of our time, let's look at some of the quite remarkable social, philanthropic, coaching related initiatives that you're involved with now. I mean, there's of course Adopt Change, which is much closer to you for the reasons we talked right at the beginning. Let's talk a little about Slow Coach, which I thought, from what I've heard and read, the unique initiative really to be able to help people. And in this time with all the lockdowns and what have you, even more relevant. What motivates you towards these things? Because from what little I know and what I've spoken to people about you, Lisa, we don't know each other that well. Hopefully that will change. But you don't seem to me to be at all the kind of person who's going to do it to put a tick in the box. You seem to me to be the kind of person who, if she's going to do something, she's going to do it because she means it and wants to make a difference. So talk us through the philosophy and talk to us a little bit about these three or any other initiatives that you're involved with.
So I think one thing that probably takes a bit of time for female players, female athletes to understand is that you're seen as a role model, even though that's not why you get involved in your sport and why you want to excel. But I started to learn that all of a sudden I had a platform that I was able to kind of share some important messages or stories or support a charity that meant something to me for the benefit of them, but also me as well, giving back to my community. So probably the first thing that I got involved with was the McGrath Foundation, because they supply breast care specialist nurses across Australia. And obviously with my mother passing away because of breast cancer, that was obviously an important part to me. Also a bit like the fact that she's English as well, which was the case with Glenn's wife. So there was always this nice association with the McGrath Foundation. So that was the first one that I kind of got involved in. Obviously Adopt Change was another one, and that's slightly different. Deborah Lee Finesse is the founder of that, and it's more about changing the policy here in Australia from a government regulation point of view. There is a lot of red tape that you have to go through. Families that can't actually have kids from a biological point of view want to adopt and have a family, but it takes them 3 to 5 years to get a child in. Yet here in Australia, we've got, close to, I think it's about 80,000, maybe just close to 100,000 of young adults in foster care system going from house to house. Why not give them a permanent home? So that's obviously another one that I'm involved in. The Chappell Foundation is probably the more recent one, and that's around youth homelessness. Now, firstly, I guess it goes back to the Chappell brothers, and all three of them have played an important part in my cricket. Trevor Chappell was actually the Gordon Women's Cricket Club coach. So he used to coach us way back when. So I've always obviously admired him. Greg Chappell, through Cricket Australia, I started to have some more discussions with him, and actually him and my father spoke a lot about sports psychology and the mental side of the game, which was something that I was a huge advocate for. And I think I probably got a head start to the rest of my generation because my father was a sports psychologist. So I was doing mental visualization rehearsal when I was 15, 16, 17 years of age instead of once I got into the Australian team. So Greg obviously kind of pushed that. And then Ian Chappell has been a great mentor from a commentary point of view. He was one person that I picked up the phone to and said, look, I'm interested in doing this. How do I become good? How do I get better? So because of who they were, I said, yeah, I'm on board. And then obviously when you go to youth homelessness, it kind of touches in on, Adopt Change, kids being out of home, surfing from couches. There's too many people that are homeless, under 25 years of age here in Australia, which is a country that, we're privileged to living here. So, but yet why do we have such a big percentage? So,
more power to you, and hopefully we'll find more ways to use your heart and mind in making life better for others. Just at the end, one of the things that I've been asked very specifically to talk to you about is if you were to pick either a 50 over or a 20 over, your choice, combined India-Australia 11 out of, let's say, the current crop of girls who are playing, what would that sort of look like in your mind?
It's tough. It's a tough squad to pick.
It is. That's why we're asking one of the best.
So you want me to go through the batting order?
If you would, please.
Right. So I'm going to go Lisa Healy.
Mm-hmm.
All the four openers are so good, the two teams. I'm going to have to go Beth Mooney based on current statistics, as much as I would have liked to have gotten one of the Indian girls in. Number 3 has to be Meg Lanning. Number 4, I'm going to put Smriti Mandana.
Mm-hmm.
I think I want her in the side, so I'm going to drop her there at 4. I'm going to put Harman at 5. I'm going to go Shefali Verma at 6.
Interesting choice.
Because I think she's explosive enough, and it doesn't matter where you put her in the game. Really, she's just going to hit the ball, see the ball, hit the ball. That's my 6. Okay. So bowling wise, Poonam Yadav straight away in. Megan Shute in. Jess Jonathan as my left arm orthodox. Elise Perry. What's that? So I've got 10.
You got 10.
I need keeper. Oh no, I've got Healy. I want another bowler. Got 2 spinners. I need another pacey. See the next generation, Taylor Valamek, or do I go for one who's a smart cricketer, experienced Shikhar Pandey? So it's tough. Those, and then the 12th comes out of Valamek or Shikhar Pandey, depending on the surface and who the opposition is. How does that sound?
Fair enough. Fair enough. And would you like to manage that side?
Yes, please. Pick me. They may not want me to manage it, but I want to manage them.
Well, I'm not sure players get to choose managers even today, do they really? Look, Lisa, we could keep talking for as long as we possibly want to, because there's, like I said, I think we've just scratched the surface of this amazing personality called Lisa Sthalekar. I have to ask you one last thing. How does it feel to have your family name on one of the school houses at your alma mater? How does that feel? I mean, that must be unique. I can't think of any other cricketer who's got a Tendulkar house or a Ponting house in a school or a college. I can't think of anyone.
Yeah, that took me by surprise, because obviously that will be part of Barker College until they no longer exist. So to have the Sthalekar house name, I was blown away. I only attended the school for 2 years because it was only co-ed in year 11 and 12. Made the shift because my father wanted me to go to a better school, and certainly I got exposed to some amazing teachers. Facilities are outstanding. To have a house name as well, majority of people are dead that get a house name. That's the other thing they said. It's a rarity that we have, the house leader still alive. I was like, great, thanks guys. I'm still planning to be around for a while. But yeah, and also probably for that college as well, which was predominantly white, to have probably one of the first multicultural names. I kind of laughed because I said, right, I look forward to them pronouncing it and spelling it. At least people will learn over time. Again, I've told them whilst I'm in the country and whilst I'm around, I'm happy to help out. I'm happy to be a mentor for any of the students going through, because obviously my mum was sick whilst I was going in year 11 and 12, and the teachers were outstanding. They spent plenty of time out of school hours ensuring that I caught up and was able to cope with all the pressures that came with playing cricket at an elite level, and then also dealing with a family member who was very sick. So I owe the school a lot, and for them to give me that honour, it did blow me away. And well, I think I tweeted about the athletics carnival, and there was a flag with the Sthalekar house, and it spins me out every time I think about it. But when COVID-19 disappears and spectators are allowed to come back, I look forward to going there and hearing all the chants that all the kids have come up with.
Well, that's fantastic. Lisa, thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing as openly as you have. We look forward to catching up. I know Women's Cricket Zone is privileged to have you speak to us. Personally, I would love, both my wife and daughter enjoyed the one time that we got together in Bangalore, and look forward to many more. You look after yourself, stay well, and we look forward to catching up soon. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me, and I'll come back to your place anytime. The food was amazing, so count me in.